Hello, welcome to the Lone Wolf Tarot. I'm the Lone Wolf. We're going to dive into a collective general read for you. Okay, we have the Death card coming out with the Eight of Pentacles as well. We're going to pull three cards from this deck, but then we're doing supporting energies because I'm trying a different type of way of reading just because I like to experiment and I have different decks and I want to use them. So, with that being said, it's giving like there's an end to you basically maybe developing, mastering, becoming a diligent, repetitive worker who, works that 9 to 5, and then at the end of the day, you schedule your YouTube posts, or you talk on your podcast, or you get on TikTok live and eat your mukbang, or you do whatever. Like you're sitting here, and you had a schedule, you had a repetition, you had something that you were working hard towards, and making sure that you were like basically building that business. I feel like that's the ending coming for that because now the Ten of Pentacles is coming out. It's potentially giving like you worked very hard, you made it shake, and now you're about to see the fruits of your labor. You're about to be stable, have a long time success, be secure. You're going to be established. You're going to be new money. You might be new money. You know, there's like levels to this thing, but basically you're getting the results of your manifestations. You put in that work. You built. You sat there and struggled and worked hard, and now you're in that transformation stage. You maybe feel it coming. I don't know if you do, but it's giving like you're just. You know what I never noticed? What is this in the death card? So low key with the death card, this guy's praying to him. I feel like you may have prayed for this situation. You may have been like, very much seeking a higher power or something. There's a sun in the back as well. So it's like you always kept faith in tomorrow. You always like kept your faith and knew that there was just because there's an ending, there's always a new beginning, no matter what type of thing. So you knew that like what your actions were towards this were like the death of you. So you may have to stop going out. You may have to stop hanging out with your friends. Maybe have to stop talking on the phone. You may have to stop being on social media if you're not using social media for a way to be abundant. You may have to, wake up and stop having your mornings, and not be able to have your cup of coffee because that costs money and you're saving as much as possible and cutting all the things like you had to put yourself in the like death to whatever was not manifesting and worked really hard type of energy. I feel like you should be proud of yourself, but let's get some clarifying. Okay, so definitely landed there, but you definitely daydreaming. You daydreaming like you may have been Delulu type of energy, so you were like delirious when it comes to this goal. People may have said no. People may have been like, "What are you doing with your life?" This and people may have perceived it as it didn't make sense for you. It didn't make sense at all. But you were very optimistic. You didn't care. You turned your back to any naysayers, and you continued to pursue. You continue to view your dreams, your goals. You continue to take that step forward and believe in yourself. I just want to say that it's giving like, yeah, I'm just like low key happy about this energy because the last reading, yeah, you had a stubbornness energy when it comes to your manifestations. You were like, I don't want to hear no. 7 and 7 could be possible. It could have been lucky girl syndrome as well with the sevens. You could have been like saying, I don't hear nobody. People want to say that I'm being selfish with my energy or that I'm arrogant because I know who I am as a person or whatever. You just turned your back towards that. You tuned everybody out and you kept working. I feel like people were trying to like low key project negative energy onto you because when they plant seeds, you have the will to like water them with energy. Like so, like say if somebody said something negative to you and you're sitting there all day instead of looking at all the positive comments or watching funny videos and trying to transmute that energy or making a song about it or something, you're sitting there and you're just like, I can't believe this said that about me. I can't believe this is what like like you could have made it a negative experience for you, but instead you tuned it out. You focused on the positive. You kept moving forward. You never gave up. This is kind of nice. So we had two cards coming out, but I'm not gonna take them. But you could have gotten sick. So maybe someone was trying to rob you. Potentially, they're trying to exploit you or rob you. Obviously, with the death card here, you ended all those cycles. You ended anybody who could have tried to come and take your Ten of Pentacles. So anybody who was around you that was not aligning, who was not being, you could have been homeless in the past, by the way. Maybe people who you were homeless with, maybe people who are now homeless, maybe people who are just like basically unemployed or like poor or something, failures. They wanted you to be in that energy. They wanted to rob you of your Ten of Pentacles so that you can be homeless, so that you can be in a bad situation. I feel like you very much have a pride about you. You feel like a person who knows your worth. You're not settling. Yeah, you what? Excuse me. With the protests coming out, you you could have drawn attention to something. I don't know what protest is. Maybe you just took attention. So like maybe people were trying to get your attention. Okay, so people were trying to get you to get attention potentially or show something about you or like basically protest your energy. They saw you rising and they were like, she's doing something bad. When people checked up on you, you were doing everything right. You were aligning yourself, you were praying, you were being a good person, upstanding citizen, you're just focusing maybe on your family, focusing on your abundance, focusing on your livelihood, and you kept going. I feel like you're just very much pursuing. Is there anything else we need to know before I close it out because my kids are calling for me? You took the risk. With natural disaster, this is like maybe you've been through a lot of hurricanes or something. Maybe you live in Florida, or you just went through that ice storm and that really bothered you or something, relocated you. But it's giving also because of the cards. You took the risk. You did what you needed to do. You survived. Yeah, you survived, and you're gonna be more than okay type of energy. Like you survived all the ups and downs, all the negative things, all the frustrations, everything that was thrown at you. You overcame it with exceptionally well. So much that you're going to be rewarded with the Ten of Pentacles. With that being said, we are going to pull one crystal because I just love doing this. This, two cards? Ooh, three cards. I'm going to look at them, but I'm not going to take them. That's so funny. Okay, but I'm not going to take them because that's too many cards. Let me just separate these. Okay. So this one seems like it wanted to come out, so we're just going to take it now. So it says, Chal Sindani, don't judge me. It's create. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. That's exactly what you did. You created your life. You created who you were. I'm just making sure it's one card. You created yourself. You created your reality. You created everything. You put in the work. Anyway, I love you. Thank you. Bye.